In the network today, encryption is typically handled at either the application level with TLS, Secure Shell, and SSL protocols, or at the IP layer with IPsec. And that usually requires dedicated encryption engine. Now what's happened in networks today is that layer 2 Ethernet services have become really very, very popular. Like for instance the MEF Metro Ethernet Forums, CE 2.0 services, or layer 2 MPLS services. And those operate at layer 2, so you have to actually figure out how to encrypt those at that proper layer. And that is where Intellisec comes in from Vitesse. Where Vitesse has made some significant advances in the technology is at this layer 2 Ethernet encryption. There's a protocol which is standardized by the IEEE, which is called MACsec. It's the IEEE 802.1 AE standard, and that's been around for a couple of years, and it's really previously not used very often except maybe in the data center, but not over networks. And the reason was that any previous implementation of MACsec in physical layer devices, which we call PHY devices, has really only been possible to encrypt traffic on the entire port level. And what Vitesse has done with the Intellisec technology, we've extended this so you can actually encrypt multiple services, multiple connections over a single port, and actually run that over service provider networks that a service provider offers, either MPLS or Ethernet service, without the service provider needing to know. And that has dramatically reduced the cost of layer 2 Ethernet encryption, because all you need to do is actually encrypt at the edge of the network, for instance at the enterprise, and then at the service provider at the other end, whether you have a cloud service provider or the internet that needs to be protected. You can really run multiple encrypted services, 128-bit, 256-bit strong encryption, over a single service provider connection to multiple end destinations. Cloud service providers, private clouds, public clouds, the internet, all with a very, very simple, cost-effective PHY-based implementation. That's really the game changer, and that really allows you to reduce the cost of encryption over service provider layer 2 services like an MEF CE 2.0 service or an MPLS VPN layer 2 VPN service, and do that in a very, very cost-effective way, but also very non-disruptive for the network. And the second, as important aspect is the combination of this encryption technology with our Veritime 1588, IEEE 1588 packet timing technology, and actually not impacting the accuracy of 1588 timing. Intellisec is a game changer. If you look how MACsec was deployed previously to what we enable an enterprise, or actually the equipment vendors selling enterprise edge routers into the network, what that actually allows us to do. Previously, you really had to encrypt every link in the entire service provider network to get encryption at layer 2. Very inefficiently, very disruptive. You had to upgrade the entire network. With Intellisec PHYs, all you need to do is actually do the encryption at the edge of the network and then do the unencryption again at the cloud service provider. That's all you need to do. And so it's a dramatic reduction of capital expenditure, but also being able to actually run 128-bit and 256-bit encryption, so very, very strong encryption over any existing network today without actually making the changes in the service provider network. you.